So, I think we're about to get messy today. Did you know that someone told me that I'm not 4C? Me! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, jennj. Today we're back with another video, and this is gonna be all about hair typing. I know it's a controversial topic, but it's about time that I weighed in. So we'll talk about hair typing, why it's important, and other things that I think you should know that's also important when it comes down to taking care of your hair. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. Before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every single time your girl uploads a new video. Hey. Also follow me on Instagram where I post about hair, beauty, lifestyle. So if that sounds like your thing, follow me on Instagram. Honestly, as a race, I don't think we need something else to divide us. Okay, and I feel like hair typing has been this thing in the natural hair community that's kind of like been dividing us for a long time. It's about time that we stop. We stop with the whole conversation around hair typing, and I think it's just because we haven't been using the hair typing chart for what it was intended to. I personally think that the hair typing chart is honestly just a basic way of describing what your hair looks like. Has nothing to do with taking care of your hair. It has nothing to do with how you should be using products. It has nothing to do with methods. It's just a visual representation to describe your hair. If I say I have 4C hair and we've never met, then you kind of have an idea in your head what my hair looks like. And if you say you have 4A or 3C hair, it kind of gives me an idea of what your hair looks like. It has nothing to do with characteristics or how your hair behaves. It's just simply saying my hair looks like this. And did you know when Andre Walker came up with this chart, he did not originally include 3C and 4C hair types? I know. I take great offense to that considering that I'm 4C. I don't exist in this man's world. But part of me, you know, wants to say that I get what he was trying to do and I can still use that chart today. Because it's very popular, everybody knows what I mean when I say I have 4C hair. So it's a very popular way for me to describe my hair and say what my hair looks like. That's it. It doesn't tell you anything else about my hair. It doesn't tell me anything else about my hair in terms of how I should take care of my hair, what kind of products I should be looking for, and what my hair likes. It doesn't tell me any of that. It simply says, this is what my hair looks like. And that's how we should be using this hair chart. It's not a way to divide us, and it's not a way to tell you how healthy or unhealthy or good hair, bad hair. It doesn't say any of that. So personally, I think it's kind of like beneficial to describe my hair. It makes it very easy for me to say I have 4C hair and also for you guys to be able to find me. So if I title my video 4C hair routine, that gives you an indication, maybe Jen has the same hair type as I do. So let me watch the video to see if her method will work for me. Then you can decide for yourself, well, I have high porosity, but she has low porosity and that's not gonna work. But at the end of the day, it's just a way for us to connect and find each other. Which is why it grinds my gear when I see bloggers and influencers mislabeling their content with 4C hair just for the views. No. It makes me so mad. And like, you know what I've also noticed? 4C hair pages that doesn't post 4C hair. We see you. We can see you. There is, okay, if half of your followers is letting you know that your hair is not 4C, then maybe your hair is not 4C, sis. This is not a fight. It's not up to you to try to like change everybody else's mind to say that you identify as 4C. It doesn't work like that. We can see your hair and we can tell that your hair is not 4C. Not to say there are some people that feels like 4C hair can't be 4C because it's moisturized. That's a whole other conversation, sis. We need to talk, you know? Meet me in the comments down below. We need to talk. There's enough times that I've been on Instagram going through the hashtag 4C hair because I want to support other 4C hair bloggers, or I just want to like find other 4C hair women to see how to take care of their hair, to have a whole conversation around hair. And you find that the hashtag is clogged with 3C people, 4A people, and it's like, this is 2020. Let's just stop. Let's stop it. And if you don't know your hair type, because I mean, perhaps you just don't know and you're guessing. If you don't know your hair type, There's actually a test that you can take that will kind of like tell you, give you a good idea of what your hair type is. I took it and it was pretty accurate for me, so I'll put the link down below. It's on naturallycurly.com, and it asks you a few simple questions, very basic questions, which is user friendly, so you don't need to know so much about your hair to take the test, and it's going to spit it right out at you. It talks about hair pattern, hair texture, hair density, and also hair type. It's going to give you some good information about your hair, so I would highly recommend you take the test if you have absolutely no idea what your hair type is. And also, don't read so much into it. Hair typing has very little to do with how you should be taking care of your hair. So if you don't really know your hair type, or if you have a bunch of different types of hair in your head, it's not that big of a deal. We don't need to divide ourselves when it comes to hair typing. So let's talk about the hair chart. You know, that did not originally include me, but that's okay. So this is the hair chart showing a representative sketch of multiple hair types. This is based on Andre Walker's hair typing system. So the numbers range from 1 to 4, 1 being straight, 2 being wavy, 3 curly, and 4 kinky. This hair chart is basically just a visual representation of what your hair possibly could look like, or which category it could possibly fit into. I don't think it's very inclusive, and when it was originally created, there were certain hair types that weren't even on there, but I do believe in innovative work. So if Andre started this system, somebody else can continue to build on it, and we can use it in a way that is useful, not in a way that is detrimental. This hair chart is substantially more, I don't want to say popular, but I guess well known in the natural hair community. So it's a good way to express yourself when you're talking about your hair. Somebody can ask you what your hair type is, and you can say 3C, and they have an understanding of what your hair would look like. There's a few faux pas that Andre did when he came up with this hair chart. I do want to put them out there. He insists that he did not come up with this system in a way to describe good hair versus bad hair. So all hair is technically good hair according to him. But he also followed up by saying he recommends embracing your natural texture. Kinky hair can have limiting styling options. That's the only hair type that I suggest altering with professional relaxing. So, that is wrong, Andre. Have several C. If anything, we have more styling options. Have you noticed the amount of styles that we naturals can do with our hair? You can do a twist out, braid out, bend to knot out. You can slick your hair into a puff. You can do a mini twist. The joy of having natural hair comes to styling it, because styling options are infinite. Anyways, I digress. It's kind of hard to stand up for Andre after he says something like that, but because this hair chart is popular, I think we can use it just for what it is, to visually describe our hair. For the purpose of this video, let's focus on type 3 and 4. So type 3 hair is curly, type 4 is kinky, curly, coily. I think there's the most confusion when it comes to type 4 hair, just because there's so much versatility to our hair, and it's okay. We should embrace that difference, not use it as a tool to, bash one another. Type 4A is a little bit looser with defined curls. B gets a little bit kinkier with some zigzag patterns. And 4C doesn't really have much of a curl, but there's a lot of coils in there. Pretty kinky. It's tighter overall. All that to say, the hair typing chart is a very basic way to classify hair and for us to be able to find each other. I can say I have 4C hair, and that gives you a good idea of what I'm talking about. That's about it. There's another hair typing system called the LOIS system, and I know of it, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I understand the whole thing. It goes in very deep details about hair types for Black women. I think it was created for Black women, so that's really interesting. And you know what? Our hair is just so diverse, so versatile. I think it's really hard for anybody to try to classify Black women hair. It's just, that's the beauty of our hair, how versatile it is. My hair is so different than my mom's hair and responds so differently to products, and that's like the interesting part. This is why I think Black women hair is so interesting, is so intricate. We're all so different, and we should embrace that difference, not trying to like divide each other because my hair is not like your hair. It's a good thing. I don't want to have the same hair as somebody else. Anyway, so if you want to get into the LOIS system, I will actually link a video down below by Latoya. She's another 4C hair blogger, and she broke it down step by step for you, better than I ever could. So check out her video if you want to get more information about the LOIS system. At the end of the day, whichever system that you use to type your hair, go ahead and do it. We can agree to disagree. We don't need to create any kind of division or negativity around the hair chart. I think it's just meant to be a simple way for us to be able to describe our hair. There are some important things though that I feel like you should know when it comes to taking care of your hair, and those include hair density, hair texture, and porosity. So let's talk about that. All right, so let's talk about hair density. So hair density is how much hair do you have per square inch on your head. The easiest way for you to figure it out is if you part your hair and then just let it go, don't touch it. Can you see your scalp or not? So there are 3 basic density levels: thin, average, and thick. I personally think I have thick density, but my strands are fine. So let's talk about that. When it comes to hair texture, however, hair texture is a measure of how thick each one of your strands are. So the circumference of your strand. So hair texture also has 3 basic levels. There's fine, medium, and coarse. And the easiest way to determine your hair texture is to compare your strand to a thread. So if you take a piece of thread and a strand of your hair, if your strand of hair is the same amount of thickness as the thread, then you have medium thickness. If it's thinner, then your hair is fine. If it's thicker, then your hair is coarse. That's why I say my hair is fine, because I think my hair is actually thinner than a piece of thread, but I just have a lot of strands on my hair. So my hair appears to be thick, but my strands technically are fine. I'll be interested to know if anybody has hair that's thicker than a piece of thread, because my boyfriend's hair is extremely thick and it's still not thicker than a piece of thread. Me and my mom, it makes sense. We have fine hair, but I don't know if anybody's hair is thicker than thread. Let me know if your hair is thicker if you end up doing this little experiment. And mind you, hair thickness and density aren't technically related to each other. So if you have a lot of strength, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have thick hair, vice versa. So it's not very related to each other. Just like hair typing is not related to any of this either. The last thing I think you should understand when it comes to taking care of your hair, and that's also important, it's hair porosity. I have a whole video on porosity, but if I had to summarize it, basically porosity is your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. So if you have low porosity, you should be concerned with trying to get moisture inside of your strands. And if you have high porosity, then you should be concerned with keeping moisture inside of your strands. Like I said, I have a whole video breaking down hair porosity, so I'll put it down below and link it in the cards. So you can take a look if you want, and if you want to find out my hair porosity level, then check out the video. At the end of the day, hair typing is a visual representation of what your hair looks like or may look like, because you could have different hair types on your head, and I think that's where it stops. It doesn't really tell you anything further about how to care for your hair and products that you should use and methods that you should use. Those are determined by your hair density, your hair texture, as well as porosity level. Your hair density lets you know how much products you can pile up on your hair so that you cover each one of your strands. And your hair texture really lets you know how fine your hair is, lets you know how delicate your strands are, and how you should be handling your hair. If you have fine hair, you may not be able to hold styles very well, whereas if you have coarser hair, you can hold styles better. Having a good understanding of your hair density, texture, and porosity really gives you a better insight as to how you should be taking care of your hair. So let's not get so wrapped up with hair types. It's a very basic way to talk about your hair. At the end of the day, your hair is beautiful, and good hair is well-maintained, healthy hair. It has nothing to do with what your hair looks like, and it has nothing to do with your curl pattern. I know we're obsessed with curls, but kinky hair is beautiful, 4C hair is beautiful, so don't get so wrapped up with not having curls or trying to create curls. Your hair is beautiful the way it is. Oh, and also let's stop mislabeling our hair in 2020, okay? Like, let's leave that in the past. There is no reason for us to create all of this confusion around hair typing. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I guess this video wasn't messy at all. But in any case, I appreciate the support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Today's one of those chill, type of day. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm about to go outside, so I didn't feel like putting on makeup, and I'm feeling kind of cute. My hair's not done, clearly. That's why I have this head wrap on, but I'm feeling myself. If you want to know how I wrap my hair, then I'll put a video down below. You know I got you. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of cute. Just low-key, summer 2020. I know. I just didn't even think we're going to have a summer this year, but we're making do.